before we get started with this particular video, I just want to say this to you guys out there. Happy 10th birthday in terms of the release of Sonic Colors for the Nintendo Wii as well as the Nintendo DS. So happy 10th birthday Sonic Colors, so to classify that. So hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I am Daffy Duck here and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Team Sonic Racing for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and of course PC Steam. So last time we have basically just managed to able to conclude Chapter 5 by simply able to actually go through 2 challenges on that particular chapter. And also we did manage to get these things started in terms of Chapter 6, and surprisingly enough, we actually did manage to accomplish 4 challenges so far for this chapter. So today for this episode is the fact that we're much able to still continue things on in Chapter 6, while going through back onto these of, well, I was able to actually just to classify for doing Daredevil Challenge, or maybe we can able to actually hit back onto... Actually, no matter what though, we should probably go ahead and get started with Roulette Road in a team race, and hopefully we should able to get some more stars, eventually if we're able to actually get ourselves the final few missions later down the road. So let's play as Shadow.
That's it! I'm done racing for this old man. I want some answers, and I want them now. Tell us what's going on, Tanuki, or you're going down!
The angry Echidna is showing his true colors. Interesting.
Cool your jets, Knuckles. I just got the report from Espio about who Dodonpa really is.
Well, tell us!
It says here Dodonpa is the president of Donpa Motors?
They're the biggest automobile corporation in the universe.
There's more. He's also the king of a planet called Donpa Kingdom. Huh. I did not see that coming.
I told you he was nice, and he's a king. Those are both good, right?
Okay, so let's get to it with, of course, Roulette Road once again, except now we're going to be able to do this. I would say we are doing this normally or something like that, but then again though, it has been quite a while actually since we actually went on to, you know, Roulette Road ever since in Chapter 5. But sure enough though, we were able to actually just to try our best if we're able to, you know, just trying to able to get 3 stars. So yeah, it's not mirrored, so at least I'm pretty much going to be okay with that. So yeah, because obviously today's day is of course the forms of the 12th of November today, in this case in 2020. As I said this before, that Sonic Colors has turned into 10 years old right now. Which, one thing I should probably forgot to mention about this ever since in the last video of this, is the fact that recently Sonic Free Riders has also got themselves their 10th birthday recently. So, despite the fact that in Sonic Free Riders was actually a really bad game because it was on the Kinect to begin with, which reminds me, why can that particular game will be ported over to Xbox One for its much better controller, or especially notable with the PlayStation 4, or even the Nintendo Switch variations, but unfortunately though, that doesn't seem to happen, because unfortunately, for the sake of building out there, unfortunately though, it's the fact that most of those employees have to retire, probably because of that stupid pandemic, which as a result, this year is going to be pretty worse and worse as the years pass. Although, eventually though, that next year will be a little bit better. Like, I swear to God, it will be a lot better, I'm hoping anyway. So, but I digress. There are some good things I want to discuss upon, and that was the fact that, well, for those of you who lived in America, and especially notable for some countries out there, well, mind you, in our country, that we didn't get the PlayStation 5 yet, until eventually next week, and, eventually, that, recently today, for America as well as some countries, is that the PlayStation 5 has just recently released today for the American countries, and hopefully you might be able to actually give yourselves a good opportunity to you able to actually give yourselves, oh wait a minute, much like Xbox Series X, is that usually the actual console itself is out of stock already, so... Oh, this is not looking good. Especially noticeable because most people seem to be really looking forward to able to get themselves PlayStation 5. Especially noticeable how the fact that, well, you can obviously now able to actually play PlayStation 4 games on the PS5 as the actual backwards compatibility, despite the fact that in PlayStation 4 console back in the day, unfortunately though, that particular console does not have backwards compatibility, although the only time it's backwards compatibility is the PlayStation Now subscription service, which I've heard about it, but I've never actually tested out for myself. This is clearly because of how the fact that at this point I've still managed to get myself my PlayStation 3 with me, so that way I can able to actually play some more Kingdom Hearts stuff. So, but I digress. And speaking of Kingdom Hearts though, is the fact that tomorrow, after this video has been released, Melody of Memory will be releasing tomorrow. And as far as I'm aware, for what I've double checked on the actual gigabyte storage, in terms of the Xbox One version, as well as the Nintendo Switch version, and heck, even with the forms of the PS4 version essentially as well, thankfully though, you know how the fact that, as far as I told you guys before, that I've almost running out of storage on my PlayStation 4 at this point. Luckily though, that I don't have to worry about the forms of too much gigabytes limitations or anything like that, even for the Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory game. And as far as I'm aware, for what I've noticed on the unboxing video of that particular game just recently came up for about a few days ago, and that's what appears to be like the PS4 version is going to be able to actually have themselves 7 gigabytes, which is a little bit lesser compared to the forms of most Kingdom Hearts games on the PlayStation 4. This is pretty obvious because it's more accurately a musical game.
It's good to know you're not on Eggman's side.
Sides? I am on no sides and on all sides. I only want perfection.
But anyway, so now we got ourselves even more 3 stars, in addition to that particular key, which to get that you have to able to utilize the Team Ultimate twice throughout the entire race. So anyways, let's move on now onto the Market Street, once again in Team Race, and this time we'll go for Sonic.
So, your ultimate energy engine will revolutionize transportation, fuel new industries, and reduce pollution using nothing but the inherent strength of teamwork?
Indeed, I've been devoting myself to the racing industry for the development of new technologies and universal peace for many, many years. This is the breakthrough moment.
Sorry about the whole he must be working with Eggman thing. I guess we got kinda judgy on you.
I don't remember judging him.
What you think of me is unimportant. Only the engine matters. And to that end...
Another brutally difficult race?
Ah, you're beginning to understand me.
Okay, so let's get to it, and hopefully we should be able to actually just to win this without a doubt. Even though I would appreciate it if I was gonna able to actually aim for about harder difficulty, for able to actually unlock the expert difficulty for the majority of this Let's Play, but unfortunately though, as I said this before, it's not gonna happen sadly, just because, well, I'll talk more about that, and so whenever we get into the forms of, oh, I just realized this is all completely mirrored. Okay, I might as well get used to that, so... Anyway, because I'll discuss more about this whenever I get into my final thoughts of this game, so because of this though, well, to be more specifically either in Team Adventure mode, or possibly we can able to tackle through the majority of the Grand Prix mode or something like that. But then again, we'll see what happens, because either way, we're on to the halfway point in November already. We still ended up in the forms of the second lockdown still, but regardless of such though, I still got loads of games to play, which thankfully that seems to be the case for my book. So, but anyway, unfortunately though, same applies to the forms of the Sega employees at this point recently, is the fact that, unfortunately though, is the fact that until eventually next year, that I think Sonic the Hedgehog will have himself a hard time in journey forms of the 30th anniversary considering stuff, because, obviously that most of these employees has retired, so that's the thing I'm worried about, because I was so excited to see what's new for Sonic in the future, specifically on its 30th anniversary front, and especially noticeable until when it gets to the point that someone else, or some employees managed to work on the development for the likes of, well, I'm pretty sure it's more accurately a fake rumor, or just a rumor in general, about the fact that I was really hoping that the next Super Monkey Ball game was on development, but unfortunately though, that it's pretty much unknown at this rate, which even then though, because of this though, I'm just very worried, especially noticeable because of how the fact that, well, usually we have got something for this year, most notably with, of course, Super Mario 3D All-Stars on, you know, Super Mario's 35th anniversary, which I found that particular compilation, well, it's bare bones in the actual content-wise, but the games themselves, like 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, I can just simply able to re-enjoy those all over again, except I can now play it on the go. So yeah, that seems very surprising, I know, and it's a perfect example of why that I've managed to able to ignore, you know, the actual eShop downloadable version of Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii U, just because I've already got the physical version of it back in 2007, which I can't even believe it's been about almost 13 years. Well, actually, it's been almost like 13 years since when I last still got myself, you know, Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii. And that was still is one of my favorite games of all time, next to Super Mario Galaxy 2. So, but anyway, though. I suppose another thing I should probably explain about this too is the fact that, since this is all in all, in terms of today's day is of course the, what should I try to explain about this? Oh yeah, obviously it's the 12th of November, as far as I've already told you guys before. Recently also is the fact that, one of those episodes in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic in Season 1, Griffin the Brush-Off, you know, with that particular, Griffin that, I think it was like, Gelda, that, she was trying to able to actually be like a stereotypical, bully kind of, type of character, but it wasn't until in Season 5 that, she now managed to able to become reformed for Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie, and, as far as I'm aware, the 5th episode in Season 1 is also getting its 10th birthday as well, in this case the 10th anniversary, mind you. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned about the forms of, Apple Bug Season has already got itself the 10-year anniversary of that episode, during the likes of in last week. So, but I'm pretty sure that Mickey originally was going to mention that on Epic Mickey Let's Play originally, but of course that particular Let's Play has been cancelled due to, like, too much complications to work with, especially noticeable for his first time playing through the game. I don't know if you can able to actually just to carry on to able to play that game anymore, just because, well, it just maybe feels a bit too much of a busy work or something, but maybe it's probably because of something else, so. But anyway, so since we did manage to able to win this without a doubt, so even then though we still managed to conquer it. So eventually at this point is the fact that these computer players can get a little bit harder as you progress.
Now that everybody agrees that Dodonpa is a good guy, we can focus on racing, right?
You and I have some unresolved business, Sonic.
That's right, and the only place to resolve it is at the finish line.
You guys never stop, do you?
Where's the fun in that? You don't win by stopping, you win by going!
I wasn't talking about racing, Sonic. I was talking about the Doctor and his intentions.
Okay, so now we're done with that, and it looks like we've once again got ourselves 3 stars, so that takes care of that. And of course there was actually a Team Grand Prix there, but we'll save that for last, because obviously we need to take care of other challenges first, such as of course the next one we're going to be focusing on is of course the Daredevil missions. God, I despise those challenges so much, because again, you always have to be super precise with that, you know, drifting and such, and because of this though, sometimes I always attempt to mess up every single time whenever I come across into those missions like this, and because of that though, I'm just getting pretty annoyed by that, so But anyways, and this time around though, it takes place in Clockwork Pyramid. So I'm hoping this will be a little bit easier than before, but again, I spoke too soon whenever I was trying to say things about this, because, well, again, it's just the fact of the matter is though, it's impossible if you ever try to do this on your first time around for trying to able to actually accomplish those missions like these. So, but best of luck for me, so hopefully I'm also able to get my opportunities to able to actually just to get onto that stuff. So, yeah, I suppose another thing I should probably explain about this as well, since after all this is a racing video of course, recently I've managed to able to actually get my hands on another franchise that I was able to consider able to get my hands on. That, buddy forms of ladies and gentlemen, is of course the Fast and Furious series. And for what I've watched some of these films so far, I've actually got to the point, I've actually onto the 7th film at this point. So, but even then though, for what I've able to actually just managed to able to watch the other films of the Fast and Furious series, it's actually pretty good. Even though that there are some questionable ones, like for instance there was the 4th one, which is of course Fast and Furious, which I found that film kind of feels a bit weakest of the bunch in my honest opinion, or especially noticeable because of how the fact that, well, relatively speaking, that some people think that Too Fast, Too Furious is actually a little bit of a, well, some people find that second film to be one of the weakest of the bunch. Clearly it's because of how the fact that they're trying to able to rehash certain segments in terms of the forms of what the first film has handled, but that's probably just me. But so far so good is the fact that I would say that 5, 6, and 7 are easily the best ones, although I can't really say pretty sure of which one is my favorite just yet though, because up to this point, as I said this before, I'm on to the 7th film at this point, so, but I still have not seen the 8th one yet though, which I was expecting to able to actually just to see that on Netflix, but unfortunately though, it is not being listed, so, oh well, we'll try, I was able to actually keep searching for that film once that time comes, and that way I can able to caught up to the point, until eventually when Fast and Furious 9 was about to be releasing next year, for the likes of 2021. I'm hoping it stays that way because, well, I'm just looking forward to it. Okay, if you couldn't tell right there, this is my jump cut right here, because if you couldn't tell already, we're going to be going back into the traffic attack kind of challenges once again. It's been a while since we actually done one of these, ever since, I would say in the middle portion of the actual Team Adventure mode per se, but either way though, maybe I seem to able to lost count, so... But anyways though, so here we go, we're gonna do this, I think this is actually my 4th attempt for able to do this particular mission, because, oh my god, this mission, especially noticeable if you really want to go for a higher score as possible, like, you still need to acquire a silver medal in order to progress, it just feels a little bit difficult and a bit too cheap at times. Especially noticeable because sometimes you might able to actually accidentally run into the forms of those particular stoppers most of the time, and again, because if you somehow manage to get hit by those stoppers, as you can see there, basically you will slow down temporarily, especially in power type characters' case, that it doesn't have that much acceleration, unlike speed type characters like Sonic, Amy, Blaze, as well as Shadow, and even Metal Sonic essentially. So, but either way though, that's a little bit of a tiny bit of a nitpicking right there, but either way though, hopefully we should able to succeed by this point, even then, again, much like the forms of how it does it on, you know, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, basically you do need to able to get a lot of grips with, like, timing and what have you, which, again, I'll point things out whenever I get into my final thoughts of this game, once we're done with the entirety of, you know, Team Adventure mode or anything else like that, but we'll just see what happens there, so... And since I did manage to reach for that target amount right now, so I think it doesn't matter if I manage able to reach for a certain amount of stuff, so but either way though, we're able to actually just leave it to that, so... And it looks like we ended off with 2,000 points, so yeah, because I can definitely tell the time itself runs out, so... Oh well, whatever, at least we'll take 2,000 points, so... Even though I'm almost really close to get the gold medal, but... Oh well, not too much of a big of a deal for my book, because... Again, most of those stars are entirely optional, well, in terms of, to be more specifically, for progression's sake. So, and this actually leads us to Destruction Mission, which I'll save that for later, because for now, let's go in and deal with the longest mission yet, or the longest challenge I should say. That is, of course, Team Grand Prix mode. Like, 3 of the tracks are mirrored and 1 exception.
I saw you and Dodonpaw talking earlier.
So, it's a free universe last time I checked.
Not if you had your way. What were the two of you talking about?
We were discussing science stuff, way above your pay grade, dimwit.
Science stuff like the ultimate energy engine? That kind of power must have made you hungry with desire.
Yes! With that engine, I could finally destroy... I don't know what you're talking about!
So, you hired Zavok to steal it, didn't you?
Am I really that obvious? Metal Sonic, Zavok, we will win this race no matter what it takes!
Okay, sorry for a little bit of a jump cut right there, because, oh my gosh, this is my second attempt for this recording session on that, particularly in Team Grand Prix mode, I should say. Because of this though, well, on the first attempt though, it's okay until when it gets to the point until when at the end though, I've lost by 1 point. 1 freaking point in this entire Grand Prix mode. I'll show you guys about this whenever we able to actually just to show you guys how come I just lost by 1 point. I think the biggest example about this is that, holy crap, Team Rose is easily the most unbeatable team I've ever come across. Especially noticeable how the fact that, well, I'll get into my biggest criticism about this game, compared to the All-Star moves from the original game, the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, as well as Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. I will say, Team Ultimate Boost is easily the most broken thing I've ever come across. Although, despite the fact that you were able to actually just to realize, although I would able to appreciate if I was gonna able to utilize the actual, the bonus box or item as far as I want to able to equip that. But let me tell you, it's all at some point in the next video, specifically until Tuesday or something like that. I will definitely gonna be start using those item boxes, so that way it helps me out throughout the majority of Team Adventure mode. Or, to be more specifically, eventually at this point, we can probably get into the forms of, well, let's just say in the terms of, Grand Prix mode, essentially. So, because of this, though, I just got rage quit whenever I managed to able to come across into that one moment, whenever I do manage to come across into that specific moment, when I managed to lose by 1 point by Team freaking Rose. Jesus Christ, man. But then again, I'll show you more about it until whenever I manage to able to actually just to show you guys by the end of this video. And because of that though, you're not gonna believe how that's gonna happen. So, anyways, here we go back onto Wisp Circuit. It's been a very long time since we actually went into that particular track. Especially noticeable ever since in the very beginning of the game, which it might be seems pretty obvious because obviously that since this time around though we now come across into a mirror variation of that particular track. So again, simple, self-explanatory and sweet and chill, nice course like this. Although eventually at this point, whenever we get onto the very end of the actual Team Adventure mode from to begin with, then well, we'll discuss more about that until whenever we get on to likely next week or so. But Jesus Christ, Team Rose, man, it's just... I'll show you that until whenever we get into the end of the video. But I digress. I should probably save the Team Ultimate for later, although I have no idea why I just managed to use that straight away. Even then though, I'm really concerned about the fact that, well, if Team Rose managed to able to utilize the Team Ultimate thing just right at the end, I'm gonna be pretty damned and screwed. Like, believe me, it just always happens to me, and I hate whenever that happens, because most of the time, I just keep on getting myself owned by, well, most of the items, especially noticeable with the actual, like, sometimes the AI can get really cheap at times. Although, to be fair though, it's the fact that we ended up in 3rd place. And plus, the good thing is that Big the Cat was far behind. But look at Chao and Amy right there. They are basically dominated for the sake of the forms of the first race already. Which is not a good sign, but regardless of such though, we only got about 3 races left. Which there are basically Bingo Party, but this time around though it's all in mirrored variation. And also same applies to Boo's House, also in mirrored mode as well. But there's only one exception, is of course the Hidden Volcano, which the good thing I did manage to select the flight type character on that particular Team Grand Prix, as you can see, because again, what if you reach into that specific segment where it comes to specifically if you get into the actual off-road section, thankfully, the flight type characters can able to actually just drive onto the off-road section no problem. Compared to Sonic and Knuckles, or in this case a speed type character, or the power type character, basically you will slow down. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Especially noticeable because if you really want to desperately want to win this no matter what, especially noticeable that the trickiest thing about in terms of Grand Prix missions sometimes, or Team Grand Prix challenges as far as I like to say, because the only downside about the forms of getting those keys though is that you have to collect specific amount of rings until you eventually get yourselves a key. You know, it's kind of like the same thing for how it does it on the ranking system in terms of Mario Kart Super Circuit. That's that game. If you do manage to get yourselves like the better rankings, like the letter-based rankings or the star rankings as far as I'm aware, to get the star ranking though is the fact that not only do you need to be the best at it the game, like specifically just trying to aim for 1st place as much as you could, but also you have to collect the specific amount of coins until you're able to actually get yourselves not only in terms of the better ranking, but also just trying to able to actually unlock the extra tracks based off from Super Mario Kart. So but yeah, that's as far as I can usually just try to guessing about that specifically. And speaking of such though, is the fact that until, as I said before, tomorrow Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory will be releasing tomorrow, I'm not exactly sure what the reviewers is going to be like in terms of that particular game itself, although I'll find out more about it, or specifically I'll let Sonic and Knuckles will able to mention more about it until whenever they get back into like Super Smash Bros. Into it at some point tomorrow. So, but even then though, because of that though, yeah, we're actually getting closer towards the end of 2020 for this point, guys. We're really gonna be getting closer towards at the very end of this stupid year. Because, you guys should probably already know, well, we did manage to discuss on that a lot. I know it sounds a little bit repetitive by able to actually saying this, but I'm gonna tell you this point right now. I'm just absolutely bored and tired of this year. Although there are some good parts here and there, which we'll discuss more about until whenever we get into the final Let's Play of 2020, which we're probably not going to tell you guys about this because it's a super top secret after the Christmas video is going to be up, even for essentially the most emotional Christmas video we might able to actually just to come across into. But I digress. Oh, son of a... I hate when that happens right there. Even especially noticeable, I'm almost at the, almost really close towards the end there. And plus because of this though, I just have no idea of what this is going. So anyway, so let's go ahead and transfer the item box. Oh, son of a biscuit! I just get a horrible feeling that Team Rose might able to catch up. Did they? Well, Amy and Big didn't able to actually catch up, luckily. But for Chao, on the other hand, did manage to catch up. So that's the thing I'm almost worried about. And somehow, sadly, Sonic is actually on somewhat of a lower spot. Like, I think he was in 8th place. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of times when this is gonna happen. But I will say this right now. I didn't like the actual the Team Ultimate system in this game in particular, because it's not that fun to me. Honestly, I don't care about that particular system. I mean, the only thing that's good about the game is the fact that you do have a multiple like character choices in that particular team, and each have their own different characteristics, just like in Sonic Heroes, or especially noticeable with, of course, Sonic Riders. I think it's actually a great way to noticing this. But I don't think the actual the Team Ultimate boosting is actually heavily utilized for me anyway. Like, I still kind of prefer what the, how the heck did that happen right there? That's just bull, man. Anyway though, yeah, because I think Team Ultimate to me is a bit too much in this game to me though, because I still kind of prefer utilizing All-Star moves, because that usually goes a bit balanced in between likely and defense for, you know, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, as well as Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed as well. But I know it sounds a little bit strange for Ableton mentioning about those specific stuff, because, well, I will say this right now, that this game is definitely one of my least favorites in terms of Sonic racing games. Although, again, I'll talk more about my final thoughts of this whenever we're able to actually end off this Let's Play and doing at some point by the end of this year specifically. So, along with any other Sonic Let's Plays we need to able to focusing on as well, like the Game Boy Advance titles. Well, the only exception is of course Sonic Battle, because Sonic Battle does have ourselves a lot of emphasis on, well, customization options for Emerald. And then basically it's the fact that, well, depending on what more cards you're going to be getting, you can able to actually customize Emerald's moves, and that way he'll be no longer become a useless playable character. But, and also same applies for Sonic Pinball Party, which I know is kind of similar to Sonic Spinball, but I think that was the only Game Boy Advance Sonic game I don't seem to able to get on my original cartridge for, because honestly I just prefer Sonic Spinball slightly over to the likes of Pinball Party. But it does have some cool bits here and there on that game, such as of course Nights into Dreams appearances, as well as Summer de Amigo appearances as well, which I will say that's a cool idea. And as far as I'm aware, and, well, Sonic Genesis for the Game Boy Advance, let's not talk about that because that particular port is terrible. So, anyway, what's another Sonic game I was gonna be ignoring for the likes of Let's Plays department? There is a Sonic Classic Collection, which, as far as I'm aware, is like a compilation of, the actual old school classic Sonic games from the Genesis or Mega Drive if you lived in Europe. But either way though, it's the fact that it's more likely a compilation, and plus we've already technically already done most of these Let's Plays before since 2017. Oh wait a minute, I forgot! Knuckles in Sonic 2! Jeez, I need to get around to that eventually, at some point next year. Which, yeah, that might be, seems, the only Let's Play I might able to looking forward to able to doing so. And, as well as, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing on the Nintendo DS, because we already tackled through the console version, because that's what most people seem to be familiar with. And also, same applies to Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, because, well, usually I don't usually do that much in terms of RPG games Let's Play wise, but unfortunately though, the music in that game is so dreadful. It is so dreadful. Like, I can able to actually just mute the audio completely, and because of that, I'm just might not do that Let's Play after all. So, and it's also, I want to say Sonic 3D Fleeky's Island for the Sega Saturn version, even though technically we've already done the 16-bit counterparts on the Mega Drive version, which I know it's definitely the same, except with different special stages they're able to include. So, and I suppose another thing that I would like to able to actually just to tackle through at some point next year, which there are obviously Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, both on the Dreamcast version for its better lighting, and especially noticeable with much better cutscene editing than the likes of how it does it on the future ports, or recent ports. Because that's a perfect example of why I'm probably not going to be going through the HD version of Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2, either on the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360 versions, because I know some people complain about the character models made it look like made out of plastic and stuff like that, and also it's the fact that the sound mixing issues are still present on the HD version of Sonic Adventure 2, and in fact accentuated in that particular port. Like, if you're having a hard time hearing a dialogue from before, well, you're not gonna hear them on the HD version because, jeez, the music is way too bloody loud. And not only that, some of these sound effects are also pretty much indecent as well, which is not only like loud and annoying, but it's also very distracting as well. And what's even weirder is the fact these sound issues don't exist on the actual Sonic Adventure 2 battle for the GameCube, so I have no idea what the hell just happened right there. But anyway, let's move on now to the final race of this godforsaken Grand Prix, and that is of course Hidden Volcano. So I just want to get this over and done with before anything else happens. So, but it looks like so far so good. We ended up in the lead, so that should be pretty good. So, and of course we get ourselves a Mario Kart 8 Bowser Castle knockoff right here, which I know some people seem able to come across that particular thing itself already. So, and as you can tell from the start though, is the fact that, well, ever since that Zavok has now going to be joining the actual race this time around though, in the future chapters, it looks like we're not going to come across into those egg ponds and for quite a while actually, because eventually whenever we get onto the end, towards the end game, I'm pretty sure we might still come across into those egg ponds. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but then again though, we'll see what happens during that sub point whenever we eventually may as well able to actually continue our progressioning. So anyway, so let's go ahead and just concentrate on here, just make sure we don't mess things up completely. And why do I say that? Sometimes computer players always know what they're about to be doing. Especially noticeable, they always use the actual Team Ultimate strategically wise, so... But let's just hope that... Oh, son of a stupid purple cat. Well, not you, Blaze, because Blaze, you are a cool character. But Big the Cat, on the other hand, he just... I think he just gives me a payback after why... I'm pretty sure that, I don't know if someone else may able to actually did already done the Let's Play of Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut back in 2017. But, I'm also able to look on that later, so... And there's also, what else is there for in terms of Sonic games on the Let's Plays department that we haven't exactly done yet? We've done all of the Sonic games Let's Plays on the Wii because it's pretty obvious because, well, technically there's Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, but of course we tackle for the 360 version, well, Xbox 360 version as far as I like to say, and I guess, overall, that's pretty much what I can say about this. Well, we've already tackled for every single Mega Drive Sonic the Hedgehog games after all, and we haven't done some of them from the Sega Saturn Sonic games, even though some of them, like Sonic R, based off the PC version of the game, which technically is also a Sega Saturn title here and there as well, so I feel like not to include that. And Sonic Jam is basically, it's like a compilation game, so there's not much else to say about this. So it's just Sonic 3D Flicky's Island to work on, so... Well, eventually, if I'm managed able to get my proper recording set up for the Sega Saturn capture footage. Well, depends, really.
Can I be of assistance?
So anyways, let's go ahead and just give some of these item boxes to Sonic and Knuckles, as you can tell, even though despite the fact that they already used the Team Ultimate straight away. So I'm really hoping that the gauge itself will be able to actually fill up at this point, but still, sometimes I always have to save up my Team Ultimate gauge filled up, assuming if I get into the final lap. And if I go screwed over by Team Rose again, I'm gonna have to rage quit again, which I'm hoping that won't happen, so... Anyway, so let's go ahead and just... Oh, son of a... Okay, that's it. And I'm also able to keep that Rocket Wisp with me, so just in case I really want to save it up. If some players did catch up, then otherwise I will be pretty much guaranteed to get screwed. And I have no idea why my Team Ultimate gauge takes forever to get to charge up. Which I kind of wish it does have a the actual item for it, or individual item, but even then though, it's just kind of a coincidence of how... I have no idea why I'm truly saying this right now. Okay, we now actually access the Team Ultimate at this point, so I think we should probably start using it now. if Team Road might able to catch up towards us, which that's the only thing I'm still worried about. But even then, we're almost there now, so we just need to save it up, screw you, and take that, you deserve that. And because we still ended up in the lead technically, go away, Chow, go away. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's just hope if I do somehow manage to win this. I really hope so. So it looks like Sonic's in 4th and Knuckles is in 5th. By who? Oh, of course. Of course, it's always going to be Team freaking Rose. Even though, I will say, I'm probably not going to select the Team Rose characters for quite some time now. Because, Jesus Christ, they always beat the likes out of me. But, luckily, I won by 5 points this time, as opposed to lose by 1 point from Team Rose. So, thank God for that. Oh, no, that's done. And I think we should probably do one more mission.
Zavok, you're pathetic. The only thing you're the master of is bad driving.
Our opponents are strong. I respect that.
Maybe it's not that they're strong. Maybe it's that you're weak.
Watch your tongue, Eggman, or you'll lose it. Zavok is mighty.
I'm gonna give you a chance to prove that.
Even though I was gonna able to pick elimination kind of mission to go through, but I think I should probably save that in the next video, because let me tell you, I'm just getting a little bit, well, slightly fed up in terms of unfairness every now and then. But anyways, let's do one more mission, which is of course Destruction, and this time around though we'll go ahead and take place in the forms of Frozen Junkyard. And let's go for, no, not Rouge, let's go for E123 Omega, because, well, obviously he just likes destroying stuff, so it should be interesting to say the least. But then again though, we still need to aim for the silver medal until whenever something usually happens. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get this thing to it. And I think I should probably take a break on this for a while, because again, it's just sometimes computer players can able to actually know what exactly they're about to be doing sometimes. But honestly, I just don't even know what to say. So anyway, so let's go ahead and just break some more targets and just do some more chain reactions every now and then. So hopefully that should be the case. So anyways, in fact, it's actually not that, you know, long to begin with. So at least in this case, I'm just speechless. Alright, so this is definitely a sequel to Sonic Boom, where you're able to actually go for like, clip for the floor with no reason at all. What the heck was that? Anyway, I have no idea what just happened right there. But anyway, but at least we did manage to respawn on that specific segment though, so... oh jeez. I just have no idea what to say, honestly. Anyway, let's go ahead and just break some rest of these targets here until we get enough points to get the silver medal. And I think we should probably just say this right now, we're definitely gonna have to end things off for this point here, because so many stress out moments at this point, guys. It really does. Hey, so I guess we should probably end things off at this point here. So, join me next time. Let's play Team Sonic Racing. It's that, well, we're also able to actually just to wrap things up in Chapter 6. And eventually we're going to be hit on to possibly the final chapter in terms of Team Adventure, which is of course Chapter 7. So, I'm hoping this doesn't go stress me out unlike Team Grand Prix in this chapter, but we'll see. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Later, fellas.
Too bad.